who entered heaven alive. Colton Burpo. During an emergency surgery in 2003, 3-year-old Colton slipped from consciousness and entered heaven, which was documented in a best-selling book, Heaven is for Real. He saw Jesus riding a rainbow-colored horse and sat in Jesus' lap while angels sang songs to him. He also saw Mary kneeling before the throne of God and at other times standing beside Jesus. Colton described some people and events, including the knowledge of an unborn sister miscarried by his mother, and details of a great-grandfather who had died 30 years before he was born. George G. Ritchie. Dr. George G. Ritchie, former president of the Richmond Academy of General Practice, marked dead twice by the doctor at the age of 20. He returned to life 9 minutes later, and his out-of-body experience described in his book Return from Tomorrow, published in 1978, included meeting with Jesus and his travel with Christ through different dimensions of time and space. Howard Storm. An American Christian minister and author of My Descent into Death, Howard Storm gave up the will to live due to a sudden puncture of his duodenum in Paris in 1985. After a bit, he found himself standing outside of his body with his wife crying at his bedside. His near-death experience includes dramatic encounters with evil spirits, a trip to hell, a rescue by Jesus, and extensive conversations with Jesus and a group of angels. Betty Eadie. Betty Eadie is the prominent American best-selling author of book Embraced by the Light, followed by The Awakening Heart. In 1973, she felt herself fading to lifelessness and suddenly floated out of her body and passed through a tunnel with 3 angelic beings and met in heaven the embrace of Jesus Christ, during which she had a strong sense of love and answers to many of her questions. Don Piper. A truck ran over Baptist minister Don Piper while crossing a bridge on his way home in Texas on January 18, 1989, and no sign of life was found in Piper. 90 minutes later, Don returned to life with vivid memories of a divine place. According to him, as described in his New York Times best-selling book, 90 Minutes in Heaven, after his death, he went into heaven and met his great-grandmother, friends, teachers, relatives, and joining a heavenly choir that proceeded into the gates of heaven.